Sharma Show. I'm your host, Milan, and today we're going to be doing an episode of Milan's Takes about my perspective on a certain issue. Let's get into it. So first, we're going to talk about, or at least I'm going to talk about, why the creation, the invention, or whatever, of sports is crucial to our development as human beings. Pivotal. And this is not really talked about much. I don't really hear people say why sports is so crucial to us as human beings, beside the point that it relieves stress, it's fun to do with people around you, how people can just, have friends with each other, like become friends with other people, teamwork with sports, and all that these are great intangibles, great things in life, because teamwork is necessary for many things. I mean, let alone, in the workplace, you're going to have to work on projects with other coworkers that you may not like, and all these things. Now I want to talk about more specifically what sports provide for human beings as a biological perspective that is really not really any other aspect of besides sports can really provide. It's very fascinating to me. And I came to this realization as I finished my MAC championship, my junior year of collegiate running this past weekend. And I really thought about this through after the championship that I ran this past Saturday. So, first point, number one. Sports channels your aggression in a healthy way. So all of us have a competitive nature in us as human beings, whether you think about it or not. And you may hear people say, "Oh, I'm not a competitive person." But everybody that we know gets angry at something in life. That's a natural fact, and there's nothing wrong with that. And what sports provides is a healthy outlet to put your anger toward. So let's say, for example, that I'm getting in a huge heated argument with somebody. Okay, so what I could do is I could use my will, my determination, and focus on the craft of running to perfect my skills in running and be a more successful runner in my competitions. I'll go more into depth with this in a moment, but because I had this happen recently. So let's say I'm going through some conflict in life, and I can't control the circumstance. Some circumstances in life you have no control over. You can control a lot of things, but bad things are going to happen to all types of people. Good-natured people, humble people, civil people, and bad things happen to good people sometimes. And life isn't fair. And as I grow older, I realized this. So let's say certain elements are happening in life where you just get angry and pissed off. Think to yourself. Think about this in your own life. Whether it's your self-autonomy, whether it's academics, relationships, things in the workplace that aren't going in your favor, salary, all these things. Because it's all happened to us. Now, picture something that you can focus on. Sports and the teamwork aspect. When you develop your skills in a sport, that's something that no matter what is going on in your life, you must stay consistent with. Otherwise, your skills would taper off or go downhill. So, for example, when I'm going through something that's difficult, I still have to practice every single day, beside the one day off I have, but I still have to practice every single day and work at my craft consistently. Whether I'm having a fantastic week and everything's going well, grades are fantastic, I'm having fun with friends, whatever, I still have to continue to do that really hard workout that I don't really want to do once a week or twice a week. So what sports does is that it creates a mindset of discipline in someone's life. And this is something that as a young man, discipline is not really taught too much in our culture, I would say. It's very, very difficult to have a very disciplined mindset when there's so many distractions all over the place. There's, online. There's the internet, there's YouTube, there's social media, there's all these different things that you could easily get distracted off your purpose. But with sports, it's very simple. You practice, you put the work in, and if you don't do that, if you're lazy, if you stay in bed and decide to skip practice and all this stuff, you know it in your head. You know that you may not be as successful as you could be. And this is key because, see, a lot of people can make excuses about things like, oh, I studied really hard for this test and put the work in, but if you still do poorly, you know in the back of your head, did you put the work in or not? With sports, it's that's the thing. Even if you're going through something that's difficult, you can still go for a run outside, run the trail and do all these different things. So I know it's a little sidetracked there, but that's one of the main things that I love about sports. Another thing is that we as human beings, we have a subconscious. And this is something that's incredible because we're able to create games, basketball, football, soccer, well, American football, I mean. But we're able to create all these games where we push every single part of our body to the limit in a way that is safe for people, but beside fighting and boxing. That's, of course, you can get hurt that way. But in the majority of sports, like swimming, running, all these different things, usually injuries are from doing the sport itself and not really hurting another person a lot of times. So because we have a subconscious, we're able to create a game where we can almost vent all of our energy, all of our strength, through lifting, through core workouts, all these different things, where we can be civil outside that sport. And it's an incredible thing. I know some of the most calm, chill people in my life that they work their butt off in the gym. They push themselves to the limit. Because sometimes they're a whole different person. Like their personality is a little bit different in the gym when they're working out because they're pumping iron, they're going all in. And I find that fascinating because I see that sometimes some people that are so reactionary, they don't have that outlet to have that 100% discipline and focus on in their lives. And I think having that, I'm not saying that doing a sport will make you less reactionary, but I believe I'm saying that having that outlet will create that disciplinary mindset that is really pivotal for success in many different aspects of life, because you need discipline to not only maintain a good a healthy lifestyle through diet, fitness, with working, all these different things. Like every skill that you learn, reading books, like all these things you need to have discipline with. And as a young person, I believe that sports is a great way to develop that discipline, and the creation of sports is just ingenious for human beings in that regard. So for those listening, thank you so much. I know I was a little bit all over the place because it's been a while since I did the show. Just moved back from college, so just to bang this one out. And thank you so much for listening, guys. Please support the channel. The links are in the description below. And have a fantastic rest of your week. Bye.